Capricorn, welcome to your Celtic cross reading. What's up? What's going on, please, for Capricorn? Show me Capricorn. Show me Capricorn. What's going on, please, for that Capricorn collective energy? Celtic cross, old school tarot, yeah? An excellent opportunity to deep dive into those collective energies, see what's going on spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and the physical, practical 3D as well, yeah? Sometimes it's one comprehensive storyline that's really concentrated at the moment, and sometimes it's just pockets of things, okay? We'll see. Regardless, take what resonates, leave what does not. Sometimes I will see an outside influence. Sagittarius was direct outside influence. They're not the point of the story. If there is a them and they, it's not about a them and they. It's about you and how you're experiencing it and what you're doing about it, how you're in it, okay? So the main point of whatever I say today is fundamentally about you. So that being said, reverse energies as you see fit if something pops up, all right? Also, general collective readings. So, surprise. Or at least it shouldn't be a surprise. They may not resonate at all. Normal. Frustrating, but normal. Check your the placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. What's going on, please? I know it. I know it. So many rules. To me, they're super simple, but people have to be reminded of those rules often because tarot goes into a deep place, you know. And people can get emotionally caught up in a reading, even if it's not theirs. I understand. But still, basic rules. You know, what's going on, please? Show me that Capricorn energy. Show me Capricorn. Show me Capricorn. What's going on, please, for that Capricorn collective? What's going on, please, for Capricorn? Ace of Swords. You got a truth. Challenging. 5 of Wands. Somebody don't want to accept that truth. Oh, my. Okay. Queen of Cups. Hovering around you. You have a good heart. It influences you every day. King, Queen of Cups, when they show up as an influential energy, I know that you have a fuller heart more often than not, okay? Past, Eight of Swords, blindness. You took the blindfold off, I see that, and now you have an undisputed truth. Ace of Swords, right? That's great. You've already showed me acceleration and or progress in a particular area. On the exit, Nine of Pentacles. Before you, Eight of Wands, communication. I'm very curious about why your Nine of Pentacles is on the exit. That could mean a variety of things, but always worth checking out. Eight of Wands is crossing your bridge into your future. Communication about something, we'll see. Strengths, Five of Cups. Yeah, let's be careful with that. I understand it. I do. You know, it's normal. For people to experience Five of Cups, and it's inevitable, you could say, as a human being. We just don't want to get lost to it. So if you say Five of Cups is strengths, you're saying you know how to accept difficult emotions, in which case I agree with you, it's a strength. Just don't want to get lost to it, right? Environment, the Empress. Yeah, I can see that. You know, you're pretty level-headed. You like to accept truths, even if they're difficult. You don't like to navigate blindly. You're saying you're willing to sacrifice some sense of self, Nine of Pentacles, if it means achieving your goals. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Hopes and fears, Nine of Cups, and the outcome, Page of Pentacles. Not very impressive there towards the end, but does it have to be? If things are going well, you don't need too many new investments. Could be a brand new idea, seed of an opportunity. It seems to be at your leisure. It seems like you have quite a bit going on in terms of balance, sense of self, understanding things about you, what you experience, how you experience them. You seem to have a pretty good working order for the Capricorn I'm looking at, which is nice. It helps reduce my time. So I can, in that respect, you know, so I've had lots of folks really push that 40 minutes because I was pushing it in the effort to really understand more complex energies. I don't think yours is going to be 40 minutes today. You could surprise me, but we shall see. Some signs just frankly don't need as much work, and that's a good thing. That's a reward, not a punishment. Okay. Ace of Swords. What's that truth? You're rocking a truth right now. And that's coming from a state of blindness. I see the Eight of Swords is behind you. That's excellent in my book. I love that. I love it when people work through, I don't want to deal with it. I'm procrastinating. That's too hard to understand. Is it though? I get the Eight of Swords, guys. Sometimes we just don't want to deal stuff. But if we want pride and a sense of accountability and moving on with our life and goals, we have to get honest with ourselves, man. So let's see that Ace of Swords. What's going on? The Empress. Oh my, Justice. Oh look at you go. Bye. You don't need to be here. Bye. Talk about short reading. Can you imagine that? I wish it was like that. I wish it was like that. I have a job to do. I'm going to clarify these out of obligation at this point. I don't need to. Capricorn, I'm looking at you looking good. You know it. You feel balanced, on point, and cohesive with yourself first and foremost. And so long as you know that, Ace of Swords, you're fine. You're going to be fine. You say, I am aware of my self-worth. I'm aware that I'm an empowered being. I'm aware I'm an enlightened being. I'm aware I'm intuitive. And justice. The ability to balance all those things. Understanding your place in this world, the Empress. Empowerment, and also the highest card of productivity. Not the Emperor, the Empress. The idea is that she loves so much is that she produces as default. Okay, so this is that person. Productive, productive, productive. The Emperor is good about standing his ground and issuing orders, but the Empress produces love, life, and everything in between. So you're highly productive. You're intellectually aware of your responsibilities in this life. You're generous in heart, but you're also balanced with a sense of justice, of rightness and wrongness and fairness. And above all, you know your worth, and you can feel yourself really well too. So the High Priestess over the Ace of Swords, that makes me very happy. That's intuition and intelligence working side by side the way it should be. And this is one of the reasons why the Capricorn I'm looking at you are so successful, balanced, and cohesive as you are today. Excellent. So who's crossing that with the Five of Wands? What's up with that? Where's that tension coming from? Let's see that Five of Wands. You're like, all is chill because I'm chill with me. And it's more than just being chill, guys. It's knowing what your worth is and taking empowerment from it makes all the difference. When you're not arguing with yourself, it's a wonderful state to be in. And I don't mean being firm or being a hard ass or Capricorn. We know, It's not the same thing. That's more like the Emperor, you know. He's standing by something, but that doesn't mean he necessarily feels it. The Empress feels her empowerment. She doesn't question it. So again, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Amazing, hard-earned, well-respected energies here. Excellent. Let's see that Five of Wands is in the challenged position. What's up with that? Let's see that. Who's going to challenge that energy? That's ludicrous. Let's see that Five of Wands. And Capricorn's right. I know. Why do people challenge me? It's so stupid. The Hermit. Oh, even as we speak, it's being resolved. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune. Time has taught you not to engage in arguments. Oh, good job, boo-boo. You got to know. You got to know it's worth arguing for. And you're like, most of it's not. You say most of it's bullshit. It's kind of like you're saying, thou shalt not participate. I know my worth, and that's some bullshit, petty arguments. I refuse to get caught up in them. Oh, I love it. It takes a lot of time, wisdom, experience, and reflection to understand what it is you're supposed to step into and what it is you're not supposed to step into. When to throw your weight around and when not to. When to reserve or conserve and say, you know what? Not my circus, not my monkeys. I go to the circus to be entertained, not to live there. Mm-hmm. And you're and the Empress is like, I occasionally like to be amused, but I'm not trying to live that life of drama and bullshit. Thank you. You're saying, I see people tell me I'm too old for this shit in the cars all the time. You don't say that, you know it's true. You believe it. You say you won't get caught up in nonsense. You will not allow chaos, to cross your threshold. You say you're not into it. I will not engage in petty arguments. I will not get caught up in drama. You won't do it. I love this. I love this. And this is literally done through experience. Okay. The Hermit, the Hanged Man, the Wheel of Fortune. You have a very solemn vow in you to not participate in stuff that is combative, arguing, or frankly just takes away from your time, energy, and effort in all the wrong ways. Yeah. Beautiful. I was trying to say, who the hell is challenging that? And you're like, it's not a problem, because even if they do challenge me, Christina, I just don't participate. Good. This is great. This is wonderful. Not because you're an asshole, but because you know you're not an asshole. You won't get caught up in the nonsense. You don't believe in chaos. You're like, I'm trying to live a life of peace. And this is based on reflection, time earned, hard healing, hard roads that I've walked down that told me what nonsense is. And I just won't participate in nonsense. You prize productivity above all things. Listening to yourself above all things. Understanding what balance is above all things. And you're saying, in between all these things, I know who I am. Unequivocally with the Ace of Swords. And so look at this. Look at this. Look at that. You won't participate in nonsense. Good job. I have that energy where it's like, I have a rule. Chaos is for the outside world, not in my house. It's not welcome. It will not cross that particular threshold. And that kind of everyday way of life. You got to pick and choose your battles. And in that sense, you never lose your power. When you don't participate in nonsense, you don't lose your power. Done. Excellent. Queen of Cups, big heart over everything that influences you every day. I'm not saying you're perfect. I'm saying you've earned your peace. And you've earned your sense of self. And that can take people lifetimes to figure that stuff out. And perhaps some of you, it was a lifetime. I'm telling you this, you don't gain that kind of insight at 18. You had to learn some things the hard way. All right, let's see that Queen of Cups, please. Show me that Queen of Cups. Show me that Queen of Cups. I am curious about that Nine of Pentacles. That sense of individuation. But if you are operating from a place of there's so much more bigger than me, okay, I can see that. We'll see. We'll see. I do sometimes have a tendency to put the cart before the horse because my brain's already mapping things out in several directions at one time. As well as listening to myself. So there you go. Queen of Cups, we have the Two of Wands, the Two of Swords, the Ten of Wands. You know, it's interesting. There are some things that cross your heart in a way that's a burden that you're still sorting through. It's extremely vague. It's supposed to be. It's non-specific. You're saying that even though you live life a certain way, your heart influences you every day. And there's something in there that if you overthink too much or if you overfeel too much, it causes you more weight than anything else. So you try to approach everything from a fair point of view of what's right and wrong, experience versus non-experience. Okay, what is productive, what is not productive, what is the best representation of you? You try not to refer to your heart too much, you say, because the way you feel is so generous is that sometimes it can cause you strain if you approach anything from the heart. So you try not to. Yeah, I think you just demonstrated an excellent con to be water-oriented. So all signs, all cards, all elements have pros and cons. You just showed the biggest con by far. For a water sign or water dominance, King, Queen of Cups, having the fullness of heart, there's a price to pay for that. Is that when you always lead through your heart, you have a tendency to weigh things in on your heart way too much, and then they get stuck there like it's your problem, and it's not supposed to be, you know. You can't go around always operating from the heart because you'll never get anything done, right? So sometimes you lean in there. Is this coming from the heart? Or am I taking this too personally? Or am I trying to pick something up that's not mine to pick up, and it just creates unnecessary burden and baggage in me? And when that happens, you seem to lean away from making decisions or operating in the general sense from your heart space. It makes sense. It makes sense. It's better to lean on experience here. Reflection, stop, insight, let's think about it. Facts, intuition. But perhaps don't allow yourself to be led from the heart at all times, because if you're as generous as I think you are, it's very easy for your emotions to run away from you sometimes. You put too much of yourself into things. And that's, like I said, people who have that big heart tend to do that. You put too much of yourself in this thing you shouldn't have. It happens. Emotional investment happens very easily. Okay. All right. So that's kind of like your everyday process. And it's pretty darn cool, I must say. Eight of Swords is in the recent past, working through the confusion, the blindness. Like I said, you came by your Empress energy, your intuition, the Hermit, all that. You came by all that honestly, and you had to sort through things. Okay. Eight of Swords. Show me the Eight of Swords. Show me the Eight of Swords. Show me the Eight of Swords, please. I don't need to stay here too long. I can kind of see the process that led you up to this point. The Lovers. I'm glad I took a second to clarify that. Okay. I wasn't sure that was going to lead me into anything I didn't already see. Okay. One of the things that put you into the state where you are today, that sense of calm, zen, you cannot ruffle my feathers because I will not allow you. The Empress, again, is empowerment. You can't take anything from me that I'm not willing to part ways with. That's what empowerment is. One of the reasons that you got launched into this energy, which is so fantastic, and not just energy, way of life, the approach is here, everything. You had your ass kicked. It was a very strong one, and it's looking like it was unrequited. The Devil, okay, your card, plus the Lovers. When I ever see those two close like that, it more often than not, to me, denotes, based on experience and time and reading the cards and working with clients, it often means unrequited. A very strong connection, but it would not come together in terms of compatibility based on poor choices on either side of the fence. In other words, two people repeatedly failed to choose each other correctly over and over again to the point that it became patternized and painful. Devil plus Lovers equals patternized, painful, but it's at a very high level. So when you feel the disappointment, the disconnection, the rage, the love, the hate, the obsession, it seems to be overly amplified. And it's either experienced on your side of the fence or theirs, but very rarely is it in the same place at the same time. Someone's always really high and someone's really down, and then it kind of reverses polarities there, but very rarely is it met here. And this would be requited. Okay? Unrequited. So you're saying you dicked around in that long enough to be hurt by it and confused by it, and you kind of lost sight of who you were. Through time, the Wheel of Fortune's here, through lots of reflection, and I mean a lot of it. The Hermit plus the Hanged Man, that's like saying the same thing twice. Over time with the Wheel of Fortune, you got back into a place of Ace of Swords, more than your comfort zone, with a very strong understanding inside of who the hell you are. A big chunk of that is in thanks in part to a powerful but highly problematic patternized connection. When two people consistently fail, and this is consistency, Devil plus the Lovers is consistent failure. That's why it's so hard. That's why it feels so damn painful. It's because it is. Consistent failures on both sides. Lovers is too, so is the Devil. Don't believe me? See those two? Do they look familiar? Two. Two people fail to choose each other appropriately at the right time, or somebody's ready to choose and it's coming from an unhealthy place, and somebody refuses to choose and that's coming from an unhealthy place. Regardless, it adds up the same way. It's painful and it's patternized. You keep two people just keep not choosing each other over and over again, and yet neither will part. Unrequited. You're saying, thanks to that, it kind of, I don't know when you broke from it. Obviously, you're not still engaged in it. Otherwise, I would not be seeing you in an empowered state. So that's 2 + 2 logic right there. Okay. And that might be one of the reasons why you no longer lead by your heart. You were deeply affected by this. So you switched modalities. And that's fine, because it put you into a good place. It took time, a long time to recover from that. But it put you into a very empowering place of understanding what must be and what must not be. And standing by it. And it's like ever since then, you've never allowed chaos to touch your life. Because you're like, you know what? Unlike some other people, I've actually been through some real shit with somebody. Everything else seems trivial after that, right? So when you decline arguing, when you decline participating, you know why. Okay? Now, that was fascinating. I'm glad it took a second. I had a feeling. Let's see that Nine of Pentacles on the exit. That is actually curious. Some of that Nine of Pentacles, please. Maybe that's your old self. Right? When you're that Nine of Pentacles, I can stand on my own 2 feet. I'm proud. I'm experienced. This is what I've done. You're saying that's on the exit. There's so much more to you than that. That would make sense if you had transformative effect. Page of Swords, the Chariot, the Three of Wands. Okay, so you're taking responsibility for something here. Okay, so you had very little insight. It's not an accusation. It's just the Capricorn I'm looking at. You've been there, you've done that. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know because you've been through this already. It's a reflection that you can look back on now comfortably. It doesn't hurt you anymore. Comfortably speaking, you can look back on yourself and your actions as an individual. You're saying, I waited for nothing. Now, that's a powerful statement. I see no tears attached to this. That tells me, again, you've already absorbed it. You're just saying after the fact you realized your insight on this was much too small. You thought you were acting from a place of independence. Turned out you were waiting for something to show up that never did. You're right. That's most likely what I'm seeing here for the painful pattern that was unrecognized between two people. You did it, that means they did a little bit too. You were both saying, it's me. It's because I can afford to stand here, Nine of Pentacles. I can afford to stand here and pretend like I'm not waiting for love to show up. You're saying that's over. You've had a lot of insight. But again, I have to reiterate, there's no tears attached to that. This is something you've already accepted. And you're glad it's exiting. It's like that was a part of me that was old. That's the old Capricorn. And it's been replaced by something so much newer and stronger. And this is who I really am. And if anything, my lover taught me that. They might have been shitty. It might have been a shitty, unrequited lover's connection. It got me to where I needed to be. So in that respect, it still did its job. because you learned from it, not because you refused to learn from it. You know, you only failed if you refuse to learn. I need people to remember that. How do you fail? You wallow in your Five of Cups indefinitely, mourning someone that's not there, or they never could be there, or were never going to show up to begin with. Losing yourself to the ideals of something that would never come through, and you probably knew it never was gonna. When you accept the reality, you accept yourself and everything that comes with it, and that's empowerment. It's beautiful. This is absolutely amazing progress. I am absolutely loving this reading today. We got to keep on keeping on. But this is amazing stuff. I absolutely love this. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. The Capricorn I'm looking at, you probably don't even watch tarot. Honestly. Honestly. You're like, I got big healing to do, and I got big productivity to do. I don't get caught up in bullshit anymore. I'm fine with that. And also, I don't lead with my heart anymore. I'm still recovering in there. You're like, otherwise, I'm pretty damn good. Yes, you are. Let's see that Eight of Wands, please. Bridging the gap between what you're experiencing and have experienced into your future. The Knights of Swords, Six of Wands, Four of Cups. I see somebody taking action towards you, communicating, and you seem to be responding. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know who this is. Don't pretend to. I'm not saying a deep dive on anyone in particular. It's someone who says they have an emotional upset with you. They want to talk. And I see you greeting it in a kind of swift manner. Like, okay, what's up? And you're doing it from a place of confidence. So this is something, you remember how I see you choosing to not participate in stuff you think is bullshit? Well, this, you're saying I'm listening. I understand you're upset. I see you helping someone soon. I have no idea who it is. I just see that you're on point with it. So this is not one of those things that you're dismissing because you think it's dramatic or it's nonsense. You're saying, I'm choosing to engage in this because it's important. So I don't know what that is, but there will be some incoming communication from somebody soon, and they require your assistance. They're saying that they're upset. You're responding to it in such a way that says, how can I help? So that tells me you know them and you're close to them enough, but you're taking it as business. How can I actually help you? Knight of Swords. So you're rushing in there and you're not doing it from your heart, but you feel confident that you can help this. So good. It's good. I see you sharing your communication with somebody. Perhaps it's somebody who's been through what you've been through. I don't know. You seem to have generally a lot of good counsel, wisdom, experience, and productivity attached to you. So am I surprised someone's asking for help? No. And you're delivering the goods. You're helping. That's coming up soon, very soon. And it's extremely specific. In terms of soon. Pay attention. I have no idea. They didn't give me any identifiers. But someone you more or less feel confident that you can approach and help sort out their issues with, because they do seem to be upset. So again, I'm trusting your response to this because you already told me you won't engage in nonsense. So that tells me already by default that this isn't nonsense to you. You're taking it seriously. Okay? So keep an eye out for that. Monitor your communications. They do look upset. I don't know who it is. I have no idea. They didn't show me anything too specific there. Just your reaction to it is, I got it. I'm there. No problem. Okay. Let's see your strengths. Yeah, okay. So I can believe you now. You're Five of Cups. You used your emotional fragility and sense of emotional breakage as your strength. And someone who's empowered and uses the Hermit appropriately knows how to do that. Good job. You know, you learned how to make that Five of Cups work for you. Most of the time when people show me Five of Cups and the strengths, they're like, I can handle a lot of pain. No, that just means you're used to carrying it and that you never actually clear it up, address it, fix it, or heal it. If you're going to use Five of Cups as a strength, that's because you're showing me empathy. See what I'm saying? I can relate to you. I know what you've been through. So that tells me you have a lot of healing experience, as I saw. And that's why I see you rushing off to help somebody, is because you get it. Okay? You intellectually get it. You just try not to lead through your heart anymore. I understand. Make sense? You're showing me some deep shit today, man. I love this. This is great. I want to hold this one up as an exemplary reading of what mindfulness and graduation of self looks like in terms of actual empowerment, and what does that mean, and responsibility and accountability, and learning from our mistakes and our engagements, and what does that mean, and what does that say about us, and how does that shape us into the future. Yours is brilliant. Let's see. We have the Hermit. There you go. King of Swords. That's what I'm just saying. Judgment is like you're calling in this life. I know it probably seems like your heart space gets you into a lot of trouble in terms of emotional investment, and that you get overly emotionally invested. But you've actually learned to temper it quite well over the years. It's Judgment's attached to you. It's one of your lessons. It's one of the ways you help and share with other people. I told you, the Capricorn I'm looking at, you're a natural healer. You do not shy away from difficult subjects. You just had to learn to not get so emotionally attached. Okay? I'm not saying being emotionally cut off. No, because then you will lose your sense of intuition and your sense of empathy. So you can't cut off. You have to mediate between the two of, I know I can feel and relate to this, and also logically, for that reason, know how to help and fix. So you have to ride that particular line. Anyway, it's beautiful here. I mean, in your strengths, it's like, no shit, you're highly empathetic. You're highly sympathetic. And if someone's important to you and it needs your help, you're there. That's it. It's non-negotiable. I get it. I do. I really understand this. This is beautiful. Judgment, the King of Swords, the Hermit. Once you decide to go in a particular direction to help yourself or others heal, you're there. It's like your calling card. Okay. There you go. It's almost like your calling in life. And for some of you, absolutely, it could be your calling in this life. 100%. To help heal, guide others. To put them in a position of empowerment the way you had to put yourself in that position of empowerment. You want that for other people too. And it's beautiful. You really do want that for other people. I love this so much. This is a great reading. I'm not saying you're perfect, honey, but you really are showing me the embodiment of what it is, why I do what I do. And to see it reflected in someone else is amazing. It's just so wonderful. Some of you do practice the spiritual arts. I don't mean religion, I mean spiritual arts, just being in tune with that other thing. And that also includes, by definition, that you have to be in tune with you. You cannot be in tune with the other unless you're in tune with you. Where do you think it comes from? The other. The other is inside you. That other world. Those other energies. The spiritual self. Not just the emotional self and the mental self. That's kind of easy. Spiritual self, not as easy to tune in with. So the spiritual arts, guys, this is tarot. This is astrology. This is healing in many, many forms. Whatever it is you want to call it. Acupuncture to Reiki. It's all in there. I know somebody who experiences their spiritual self by collecting stones. I mean, what works is what works. That's it. That's all there is to it. And I know a lot of people think we're crazy, but who's the adjusted one? There you go. Okay. Yep, the Seven of Pentacles, the Tower. Okay, yeah. Nine of Pentacles, congratulations. Some of you, your 3D world is about to explode upwards, not outwards. So that's a good thing. Yeah, you're like, oh, what just happened? You're still the Empress. I told you, what is she attributed to? Productivity. She doesn't just sit on her ass looking good, fellas. Ladies, she does stuff. That's all she does. She's the life bringer. You can't be a life bringer unless you are productive. You're showing me high levels of productivity in your environment. What started out perhaps slow and took a while to develop, just had what you call a booster shot. It's about to have a growth spurt. So you went from a 7 to a 9. And that was with the Tower. It's looking like you're going to have a little bit of luck on your side in terms of financial and 3D material assistance. Like I said, your Tower's going upward, not outward, like blowing up in your face. It's blowing up. So that's good. Your personal sense of self, your material world, and how you literally in your environment, your productivity levels are about to go up. Congratulations to you. That is fantastic. You do what you love and believe in what you do. Yeah, success will follow you no matter what it is. That's just the truth of it. 9 of Cups. Hopes and fears, hopes and fears, hopes and fears, hopes and fears. Let's say that 9 of Cups. What are you hoping for or fearful of? Making your own wishes come true? Well, that does happen. Let's say that 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups, as we know or should know, is wish fulfillment at the personal level. Because we love ourselves, the idea is we make our own wishes come true. They're not just magically handed to us, although they can be sometimes, with a little bit of luck. That's a lucky tower, I promise you. It might be a bit of a surprise at first, but just because it's a surprise doesn't mean it's bad, honey. It might be an unexpected opportunity to increase your coin, or you literally have a stroke of luck via the universe. Circumstance, happenstance. Well, you ought to know. Capricorn, I'm looking at. You're in tune with that. Okay. In fact, you might have felt it creeping up on you recently. You're like, I don't know what it is, but I think something's going to shift a little bit. And you're kind of going, yeah, that feels about right. And that's it. That's what it feels like. Look who I'm talking to. You already know. All right. Let's see that 9 of Cups, please. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, the Four of Cups. Okay. Going back to, see, I told you sometimes with Celtic Cross, it's pockets of this, it's pockets of that. Going back to one of your pockets, that bridge between current and past to future. We had that Four of Cups. I said, I don't know who it is that needs your help, but they'll be asking for it soon. And you seem to be meeting it with confidence, but your emotions behind you. You're like, I got this, or what do you need? Or I'm there. You're upset. I understand. Let's talk about it. That's your reaction? I know you can. And your Nine of Cups, it's actually tying back to this person. That you can balance with this or help them feel more functionary in the environment. It's looking like, so in your Nine of Cups, hopes and fears, you actually hope that you can stabilize a situation with somebody who seems to be hitting a little closer to home in your environment in some way in your foundation. In other words, you're already associated with them in some way via your foundation. And it's the Six of Cups. So you know this person a long time. They seem to be built into your foundation in some way. I can't see it, but you know who they are. It could be anything from personal home to finances to career to family to friends. I don't know, but you two are soul bonded. And I think that's why you're showing me, what is it? What do you need? What's up? Because you didn't hesitate there to answer that particular call. And now it's showing up over here in your hopes and fears. You hope that you can bring a little more harmony to that connection. And it does seem to be in your world in some way. It may not be in your world every day. The Ten of Pentacles is pretty extensive. But they're not like halfway around the world either. They're a little closer to home than that. You're hoping that you can stabilize that connection. But you're afraid it may not. You're saying it's reasonable to think of either. You think it's reasonably hopeful, and you're also reasonably fearful that you can't. I think that's healthy. I just know it's important to you, and you're going to try to lend your help to it in any way that you can, so that perhaps it can be a little more stable in your world or each other's worlds. I just know there's someone of importance to you. Okay? There you go. Okay. Yeah, a little bit more about that person, if that helps you at all. I don't know, guys. The Ten of Pentacles is so extensive. But I do know this. The soul bond is very unique. So that person who connects to you a little differently than any other connections that you would generally refer to as friends or coworkers or even family members. You know, bless them, their blood. But we don't always all connect to family members the same. Okay? It's Six of Cups just hits different. It's a connection that's really hard for you to explain, but it fits in ways that just make sense to you both. Okay. All right. Page of Pentacles is that outcome. Okay. Let's see that. Show me that Page of Pentacles. Show me that Page of Pentacles. Page of Wands. Devil. Death. Okay. Okay. And the outcome. It's looking like you, specifically you, are happy to realize that whatever devilish attachments you may have had is completely done in the end. Okay? It's either transformed or you no longer interact with it the way that it used to because your energy towards it's way down. Pages. It was just a page. That situation, that connection. This one back here. It doesn't hit me anymore like that. It's just a page now. It's interesting to see that in your outcome. And there's 2 pages there. It could be for that one reason or another. You briefly connect with this person long enough, and I mean long enough to understand you no longer see them the same way. How you view them has been highly transformed, but the actual poor attachment to it is over. You can either see them as a brand new energy that you can interact with at the page level. In other words, it doesn't affect you much anymore. Almost nothing compared to how it used to affect you. I'm opting for that, and I'm seeing 2 pages here. And if you two are ever at the same page at all in future, it's because you both had major transformations, and it suggests that you both can reapproach each other with no assumptions as pages. In other words, you two don't affect each other that way anymore. That's what I'm actually opting for. It feels that way. I don't know this is necessarily the person you go rushing in to connect with. It could be, it may not be. I don't know. I don't have enough evidence, and I honestly don't have a strong enough feeling to tell you. But in the outcome, I just see these 2 little guys with no assumptions towards each other. But there is death to that devil. Whatever ill feeling there was is gone. And there's no assumption there. I don't know that it goes much more than a basic page interaction. I don't know. But there seems to be no devilish energy attached to it. No ill will, no poor feeling. So hopefully it's not just you that graduated. Perhaps this is where you two, as perhaps lovers in that sense, finally got on the same page. As towards the end. But yeah, no, it's the ill feeling seems to be gone. That sense of poor attachment's gone. That sense of the dread of this patternized behavior, it's gone. It's you've done too much work to go backwards, and the way the other page is reacting suggests perhaps they did something similar. Okay. Now this is interesting. The mature woman with venomous thoughts. Some of you might identify as the mature woman, someone who's a little bit more middle-aged, okay? Someone who's had some stories, who's been around the block, and you had a job of defeating your venomous thoughts. Or we had to stop listening to someone's poisonous and or venomous thoughts who represents that particular demographic or characteristics, okay? I don't know. But it's an influence. Be it an influence from the inside or from the outside, it was poor in nature. It might have been well-meant or intended, but somebody's fears, if they're not resolved or they're projecting, they can kind of spit that poison in your ear, and then their fears become your fears, and then it's like, haha, see, someone else who has my point of view now. Yeah, no, we got to stop listening to that, right? Or it's like, I'm too old to be listening to that shit. I'm too old to have those thoughts, you know? Child, some of you have a child. A historical family, some of you are very family-oriented. And it's like we're too old to engage in venomous shit and striking. Something about paybacks and strikes, arguing, the venomous stuff. You're saying you're too old for that shit. You know better. You've got a family. You have other priorities. You're the empress. This is stupid. I've got about 1,000 other things that are actually worth my time, energy, and effort. See what I'm saying? You're saying you know what you're... There's the message. There it is. There it is, right here. Right there. I wonder... Yeah, I get it. It's an intelligent message from the owl. In other words, it's more on the intellectual side at first. But it's thoughtful. It's a thoughtful message. But there's a lot of strength behind it. A need to suppress the lightness. In other words, not trying to sound too urgent. Okay, I wish I understood what the hell it was about. It's sensitivity. It's sensitivity. It's a sensitive issue. It's a sensitive issue. Okay? It's soft, even though the presentation comes across as official and perhaps intelligent or even detached a little bit. Somebody's having to suppress a desire to react strongly. I can't react strongly, or I can't say something too strong. I have to suppress, and I can't be light and foolish. I have to be strong-minded and say something important. I can't make light of it, but I can't be overbearing. I need to be intelligent and on point. But at the heart of it, it's a sensitive thing. Okay? I don't know. But you will. No clue as to when. I did see the repetition of 7, but that may not mean much. But it's coming up soon. It's coming up soon. Little sensitivity, even though it comes across as official and I've thought about it, there's actually a great deal of sensitivity behind it. Cat, jealous, gossip, envy. There's that venomous thinking right there. You're too old for this shit. I don't need to be participating in that. You are the envy of no one, my friend. Directions, journey ship. Yeah, you know your direction. That's all that matters. If somebody's looking at you with envy, that's not your problem. Freedom, action, and the horse is in the reverse. Okay? You have the freedom to choose to move in a particular direction or not. You know, it's up to you. All right, Capricorn honey, I hope this helped you. Great job. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.